All right, everybody, welcome into a quick episode of the Sexiest Men Alive podcast. I'm Nate Wallace, hosting from St. George. We're here with the lovely and talented Derrek Hayes in Parker,
Thank you.
Colorado. Hey, so we had a little idea here. Derrek is really well versed in sports betting and DFS plays and same game parlays and player props and different things like that. I know virtually nothing about those things. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have Derrek share his screen today and just go to the website where you can make some of these bets. And hopefully they're the kinds of things where you actually make money and don't lose it. Of course, that's what betting is.
Here's the deal. It is everybody else's money, so it's really easy for me to spend. So congratulations. No, this free money today. If you don't like free money, stop listening, stop watching.
That's awesome.
Don't subscribe.
That's awesome. Yeah. And what's interesting is that, like a few years ago, I mean, really not even very long ago at all, this was like really taboo almost. You didn't sports bet. I mean, Pete Rose still can't get the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, doesn't this take all that away?
No.
Slides right.
I mean, by now you think so, but it's interesting. I mean, you even see like betting on like just NFL.com and on NBA.com and all these like major sports things. They're always constantly advertising it, and so it's really changed quite a bit. But the cool part is that there's all these different ways that you can wager and hopefully win if you've got some strong intuition or some understanding of how the game's played. So we're just going to go over a few things here today. So we're just going to make a quick swap here to my screen. Derrek, if you want to start sharing your screen, can you do that here?
I think so.
Okay. So we're going to go and have Derrek start sharing his screen here. All right, good stuff. All right, Derrek, so tell us a little bit about what we're seeing, what we're looking at, and what you see, and what we should be looking at when we're looking at our own lines here.
Gotcha. Well, this is not a DraftKings promo. None of this is paid for by DraftKings yet, but I like using DraftKings. There's lots of other ways to go. Plenty of sites and apps that you can use. I'm just so used to this at this point. I use it. And really what we're looking for, Nate, is, trying to find the whole point of these gambling websites or these player props is the book is just trying to get even money on both sides. That's why they set the line. It's not because they're trying to guess what somebody's actually going to do. They just want to get even money on both sides so that they can collect a small, what they call juice. And that's what that minus 110, for example, right there. That means you bet $110 to win 100.
Okay.
And that $10 is what the book makes.
Okay.
So all they want is even money on both sides. If they have $1 million on this side and $1 million on this side, they're going to get $100,000, right? Okay. So that's what they're doing. So we're looking for angles where there's a lot of stuff that's going to be better than what the books have set. And I got some doozies for you, buddy.
Oh, good.
So
let's see them.
If you're not into it, I don't know if they let you do this in Utah, but
they do.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be fun this week. I got a couple of games and then a lot of player stuff and
good.
Possibly a same game parlay we can play with. So
yeah. So do you want to start with the games or do you want to start with players?
Let's go ahead and start with the games just because those are easy. People understand that. Maybe the player props are a little less popular right now or not quite as mainstream as betting a game. People know what a game bet is. So, but I'll tell you, I know we're going on Friday, but I absolutely love a couple of college games tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll just start there. The
real
Oklahoma.
Quick, D. Remember that a lot of our listeners are on podcasts, so they can't actually see your screen.
Okay, good.
So if you can try to describe it a little bit, just so maybe if the guys that are just listening to just the audio might have a little bit of an idea.
Gotcha. So in the upper left corner here, there's a very sexy picture of Nate.
Oh, no, yeah.
And then the lower right corner here is another sexy picture of Nate.
And here's my social security number, my social security and birth date are right here on this board.
Yeah. So you should really start watching. Just lots of sexy pictures of Nate.
Yeah, we'd give you Carlos's social and birth date, but unfortunately, that score is not going to get you anywhere.
Not going to get you anywhere.
He couldn't even make the 0% payments on his slave bones from Zales. So, you know.
Love that guy. Well, here, I'm just going to kind of go over some of the bets for this week. I absolutely love, if we're doing college football, you see everything here. This Oklahoma Baylor game, that over. If this game doesn't hit over 62 and a half,
okay,
if this game doesn't hit over 62 and a half, then I was wrong. This is fantastic. Oklahoma's coming over.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, it's just for true like rookies out there. When you bet the over, that's just the combined points of both teams on the game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have to score 63.
Yep. That still hits the over.
There you go. Perfect. Yep.
So we got two high-powered offense. We got Oklahoma basically coming off a bye. It is going to be that's going to be a fun game to watch.
Gotcha. And so just, I mean, obviously everyone's going to bet whatever that they want to bet, but like, let's say for example, I had $100 to bet this weekend. Is that one of those that you'd want to put like half of your money on that? Like you're pretty confident that way?
Yeah, usually. You never want, listen, even things that are excellent bets are not locks. We say lock all the time as if it's a guarantee. There's no such thing. We don't know. Like, watch that Baltimore-Miami game last night.
Yeah.
I think everybody was wrong except, Miami.
Yeah.
So you never know for sure. So you want to have good money management. It's very important that you don't take everything you have, put it on one game. Sure, it could hit, but then you lose your money if for some reason something weird happens.
Well, you might as well just go put, all your money on black or red in the casino in that case, right? Like
maybe. I mean, this is here. I say they play this game 10 times. This thing goes over 8 times. Okay. You know what I mean? This is a extremely strong.
It's better than 50-50 then.
Way better than 50-50.
Gotcha.
But that's an excellent bet.
Good.
The other one that I am in love with, here we go. So Arizona State just got their quarterback Jaden Daniels back. This line right here, this 5.5, honestly looks like it's based off of pre-Jaden Daniels. Okay. This guy is, going to light Washington on fire, in my opinion.
Okay.
And so
when you say the line, you're saying that Arizona State is going to
win by more than 5.5. So that's what the minus is. That means they're the favorite.
Okay.
And so if they win by 6 or more, you win.
Gotcha. Okay.
So with something like this, you can just put, money here, money here, whatever you want to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I'm definitely myself. I'm going to be parlaying these two tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's what that 2-pick parlay is, plus 256. So if you bet 100, you're winning 256 plus your 100 back. And that's what that is.
Oh, cool. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And the more games, so you picked those 2 games. So you picked the over on the Oklahoma Baylor game, and you like the spread. You think Arizona's going to win by more than 5.5.
Yes, sir.
Right. And so that combined, because if you bet just one of those games, it's just a so what does that one game be? If you bet $100 on just that top game, that
you'd win $90.90.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, $90.90, because they're basically taking 10%.
They're taking 10%.
Gotcha. Okay. So and then but if when you combine them together, then your winning totals obviously
then you
are
have
more
positive odds
because you need to win both for them to pay out, right?
But you need to win both.
Okay, gotcha.
If you only win one of them, then
cool.
That's
awesome. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So what else do you got?
All right. Now we do get into Sunday, and there is one game that I absolutely love. This Sunday is a little tough. There's some weird lines, and after last week, I'll be honest, Nate, I think all sports gamblers are a little gun shy. It was a strange freaking week.
Yeah. Did you have any money on that game?
On what game?
The one last night?
No.
Okay.
I had some player props, and a couple of them hit, a couple of them didn't.
Okay.
Because Baltimore just did not look like I thought they would. In retrospect, of course, hindsight's 2020, but they had that overtime game against Minnesota, ran like 98 plays, and then they come out on short turn for Thursday night. So maybe I should have known, but next time.
That's right. You're going to remember that one, right? Yeah. Well, cool.
But I absolutely love the Bills right now. They're coming off a terrible game against Jacksonville where they were huge favorites.
Yeah.
And the Jets actually, with Mike White, they gave the Colts a run for a bit. Mike White lit up Cincinnati the week earlier.
Right.
This is when the whole Mike White train falls apart. Like it derails this week, and the Bills are going to be pissed. Yeah. And so there's a lot I like about this Bills game for some player parlays as well.
Is that at the Jets or at Buffalo?
This is at the Jets.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's always Bills at the Jets.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
But that's not going to matter. I'll be shocked if the Bills can't cover 12.5 against the Jets. I think that whole thing comes falling down on Sunday.
This is one of those wake-up games?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Every once in a while, right? You just get your butt whipped, especially in the NFL, right? You just come out and you just get your butt whipped one Sunday, and you go, "Hey, we're the Buffalo Bills, and we weren't supposed to lose that game 100 times out of 100, and we got and we got worked, and everyone, that's the rally cry, right? So that's why you like that spread at 12.5 there.
Really like it. It's more about, I think, the spread. The spread is about 6 points light. I mean, I'm not kidding. This should be almost a 2.5 touchdown type of spread.
That looks like the biggest. Is that the biggest spread of the week?
It's the biggest of the week. It's the biggest of the week.
And you think it should be bigger? That's crazy.
I think it should be bigger. I think this ends up being, because I think the Bills are really going to want to make a statement. I think the Jets are just going to be way outmanned. Okay. And, the Bills are going to run it up a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit 40, but 35 to, 14, 35 to 13, something like that. Right. Okay. Seems like a totally legitimate type of score.
I like it.
Because of last week, I laid off some of the other spreads and totals, but this is where the real free money comes.
Okay.
These player props.
Okay.
So obviously, if I love the Buffalo Bills, I like the Josh Allen over 284. I think he definitely gets to 300 yards here.
Okay.
The only concern you have is if they just go total ham on the Jets and they just kind of call off the dogs.
Yeah. And then it's the running game all over again. Right?
Something like that. You just start to get a little concerned, in my opinion, with a game like this. But I still like it. I think he gets to 300 well before they call off the dogs.
Okay.
The other ones, if we go to some of the wide receivers here, or running backs.
Oh, it's your favorite guy, Cordero Patterson.
I freaking hate Cordero Patterson. God. Journeyman kick returner.
He just keeps going, though, man.
Fifth string wide receiver. Now
look, I know it doesn't make sense, but he just keeps going, man.
I don't get it. My brain doesn't wrap it around. It's a thing, though. It's a thing. I just don't like any of it.
That's right.
So here, if we go rushing yards, where are my rushing yards? Yeah. I actually really like Josh Allen's over 33.5 rushing yards as well.
Yeah.
They do so many design runs for him. He's not just a scrambler. They do design runs for his big ass, and he gets after it. So I do like that as well. We're going to see these in a parlay later. The other one, this is the biggest over or biggest total, I should say, of the week for rushing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. doesn't matter. It feels like Vegas is begging you to take the under by making his number that big at 91.5.
You like Dalvin Cook over 91.5.
Dalvin Cook going over 91.5 against the Chargers. The Chargers are excellent at defending the pass and outside receivers.
Gotcha.
Excellent. One of the best in the league. They
Harris.
are the dead last in the league, giving up 5 yards a carry.
Oh, wow.
They cannot stop anybody on the ground right now. So it's going to be a big game for Dalvin unless they just so overly stack the box, leaving everything open for Justin Jefferson and crew. But they're good enough. Minnesota's good enough passing that they are not going to be able to do that. And Dalvin goes crazy town on Sunday.
I like it. Man, look at that one, though. You can't keep scrolling there. Look at that Javonte Williams.
Oh,
you got to take the over,
one, buddy.
You got to take that.
You're already getting a hand on this.
Good job. I mean, there's no way. I mean, he went for 111 last week, 6.5 yard average. I mean,
yep.
And
Philly's
once again,
so good.
And if they didn't learn their lesson, right? We talked about this on the podcast a little bit, but if they didn't learn their lesson to run the freaking football, then I got nothing. I mean, unless he gets injured, there's no way he doesn't get 47.5, right?
I agree. And here's the week, and this is my other running back of the week. This is, I think, the week because Pat Shurmur is on COVID protocol, so he's not going to be calling plays. I just have this sneaky suspicion that this is going to be the week where we get that 60-40 split as they start to lean on Javonte more.
This is the greatest COVID news of all time.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, COVID. But you see, they have it almost even split because even Vegas is assuming it's even.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be even. I think Javonte gets more play,
this is the week,
gets more run. Yep. So that's my other guy.
Well, what really sucks about that, though, is that I'm playing you this week. It's me and you, and I got to go.
He's starting.
I saw him. He's in your flex there. I'm nervous. Mm-hmm. I got him playing, and I've got him in my work league here, and I'm very excited about this week. I'm very excited about it.
He's so fun to watch. Like, that guy's going to be a really good one.
He's so good. Love it.
All right, and now let me see. Then I have some receiver props. So I have 4 receivers for you. And a fun thing about these player props is they also do play well into DFS. The only issue, it doesn't really take into account value. I do know Javonte is an excellent value in DFS as well.
Good.
But one of my favorites this year, and there's no reason to back off of him right now, is Michael Pittman. Over 63.5 this week.
You've liked him a couple weeks in a row. I remember you mentioned him a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
This is going to be a sneaky high scoring game.
Really?
Believe it or not, in my opinion. There's going to be more going on. Trevor Lawrence is starting to find his groove a little bit.
Okay.
I think they're going to be riding high off of a victory. Their confidence is going to be good.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to keep throwing. They're going to give you a big dose of Jonathan Taylor, obviously, but 63.5 is not going to take much. He does get passes downfield. You can pick that up in a couple plays should you need to. And here's one thing that any seasoned gambler is going to say. They're going to notice that none of my stuff is ever an under. I hate them. I hate unders. I hate them. It's not that I don't like certain unders, but I want to make it clear. It's way easier to have something stupid happen and get an over. Yeah. Some random garbage time, some sort of big blown assignment, something like that. That ends up making something go over versus an under. And it's just more fun to root for something to happen versus something to not happen, right? So
for real,
that's just me. So I definitely have
like that kid that Carlos attacked, Yeah,
I like that kid. I had Myles Gaskin under last night. That hit. But in general, I do not like unders. So just wanted to get that out of the way because anybody who knows what they're doing is going to see all this and mention that.
Hey, so one guy I see right there, it just seems like such a low number, is Mo Alley Cox at 18.5. and Laviska Shenault at 39.5. Those both seem darn low for both of those guys.
You'd think if one of these guys is. Here's the thing: somebody is going to go over for Jacksonville. Is it Marvin? Is it Laviska?
Yeah.
I just haven't seen the consistency of usage yet. I'm a big believer in Laviska.
Yeah,
big
for
believer,
sure.
And I like it. I like it. It's on the radar. It just wasn't part of my final four, as you call it. I narrowed it down to the final four, but yeah, absolutely,
okay.
I like them too.
Okay, good.
All right, and then
smoking crack.
Nope, you are fully sober.
Thank you. Say no to crack.
Yeah. Hey, here's another one, and Dallas is going to come out angry, Nate. Dallas is coming out angry. Wouldn't you be?
Oh yeah. Wow. Hey, I heard the Broncos haven't lost to the Cowboys since 1997. Is that true?
I don't know. If you heard it, it must be true. Well, if Nate Wallace says it, it must be gospel.
Well, I got to look it up because it seems like a long, long time. It was like 7-0, something like 7-0 or
really?
Yeah.
Got their number, I guess.
We don't play them too often in the regular season, so
true. These guys, CeeDee Lamb. Love the over this week. This is going to be a big CeeDee Lamb game.
Okay.
The Falcons defense still is not great. They're really bad against the run specifically, but with Zeke being a little dinged up, I just think this is going to be a big Dak and the passing game week.
Okay.
Dak's number is big at like 302, 303, so I'm laying off of it, but I even like it a little bit. But this CeeDee Lamb at 72.5, I'm jamming that over.
Okay.
Last two. If I like Josh Allen, then I gotta like Stephon. Now this one is climbing. So this one was at 74.5 earlier today. So it's at 76.5. Still like if I loved it at 74.5, I'm still gonna love it at 76.5. I can't let 2 yards
for sure
stop me. But I think this is over the century mark for Diggs this week.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been a little quiet this year, but okay. I don't know that I love that one. I'm not going to lie. I don't know that I love that Stephon Diggs one.
We'll see who's right and who's dead.
We shall.
All
right, what else? You got one more or two more?
One more, and this I'm going back to the Broncos here.
Okay.
And this one, I love this one, Nate. This is a big week for the best route runner in the NFL.
Oh, please say his name.
Soon. Jerry Jeudy over 4.5.
Yeah.
He's getting 5 catches. Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure about the yards because he runs mostly out of the slot. There's some short stuff that they do.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking the over on the yards per se, but at 4.5, I'm jamming it.
Okay.
And you can see here, actually, that's probably about to jump to 5.5 because this minus 180 means a lot of money is coming on the over already.
I see.
So if you can catch it at 4.5, it's great. I think I still like it at 5.5, but that means you got to get 6. So
yeah, and that's kind of pushing a little bit.
It changes things a little bit, but I love this at 4.5.
Crazy that like all of a sudden he comes back and he is the odds are better that Cortland Sutton. Well, Cortland Sutton's only at 3.5 and he's at 4.5, right? And if I read that line right, they're saying that at 180, that's probably going to move higher, and Cortland Sutton's more likely to stay where it's at, right?
Because what they do, Nate, is they'll make the odds longer, so you make less with a bet, and then eventually they'll just change the line completely and bring it back to regular.
Okay.
So, but you can see right here, and I took out. You can't unless it's a same game parlay. You can't parlay player props from the same game. So what I did is if I took out like the Josh Allen rushing and the Stephon Diggs, you can actually parlay all these 5
Yeah.
These 5 are plus 21.39.
Okay, so let's say you bet
That means
$100
a hundo.
$2,200.
Yep.
Holy cow!
Hit one of these a few weeks ago with needing Matt Ryan at the very end, and it was a 6. It was a 6 player, and I needed Matt Ryan at the very end to get a couple extra yards to win 4,100 on a $100 bet, and that ended up hitting. But it got scary for a second because Matt Ryan.
Now you're playing house money with all this rest of these bets.
Oh yeah, this is just now it's really free money.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, that's fantastic, man. I love those. Anything else to show there?
Well, I'm done with the player parlays from everybody. Those are the ones I just love this week. But I'd be remiss if I didn't share with you some fun of the same game parlay, Nate.
Okay, let's do it.
And I'll tell you, if you want to make a game more interesting to watch and just more fun to watch, and you don't got to put $100.
Yeah,
you put $5 on it, $10 on it.
Yeah.
Whatever. It really does. It's a lot like fantasy football. It just makes the game a lot more fun.
Yeah, you got a rooting interest for sure.
You got rooting interest. You got stuff going on. Throw it, but not to that guy.
Yeah, or if you have a drug addiction, you really, really need your hit.
Yeah,
this is a great way to do it. Okay, let's
pretend.
Or
if you do both at the same time. Have you ever done drugs and gambling at the same time? It's great.
Yeah, well, that's why I moved to Utah. I had to get away from that scene.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So this is what's called a same game parlay. So we're going into the Bills and Jets game.
Okay.
I love the Bills, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead to the passing props.
Yep.
Now, here's what's fun about it. You actually get to choose the line you want for like Josh Allen's passing yards. So I can go super conservative.
Right.
And you see down here, now that's at plus 180.
Okay.
Or I can go up to where a normal line is around 300.
Wow.
And you see that jumps. If we want to go crazy, we can go up here and you see how that line jumps really fast.
Okay.
But I'm just going to keep it conservative. So I'm going a little less than his regular line of 284.
So you're going to click on 274. So you're betting 275 or over. Okay.
Yep. And then I obviously really like Stephon Diggs. Now, I really think he's going to go for over 100.
Right.
But I'm going to keep that conservative too.
Okay. So you're going to put it at 69.5.
69.5.
Okay. Over on 69.5 for Diggs.
Mm-hmm. And then you got to take some of the Jets, right? And if anybody's going to get receiving with the Jets,
Michael Carter, right?
It's our boy Michael Carter. Now they don't have his receptions up here yet.
Okay.
But when you do, I'll certainly take Michael Carter for 4+ receptions.
Well, he had 9 a couple weeks ago.
He had 23 targets in 2 games.
Yeah,
when Mike White was in, and then Mike White went out last game, and it just got screwed.
And he didn't get targeted at all after that.
Right. But I'd love him with 20+ yards and then 4+ receptions. You can even get more aggressive, and this is what's fun about these, Nate. If we wanted to say, hey, they're really going to get after it, I really think he's going to get over 100 yards.
Okay.
And I'm really sure he's going to get over 300.
Yeah.
Well, without even doing too much, I now have a plus 1,200.
Okay, so let's say you put $25 on that on a 4-pick
You'd
parlay.
win $400. No,
okay,
$300.
$300.
Slip. Hold on, $25. Yep, you'd win 300.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of fun in this game, and I'd actually go back and add some of the Josh Allen rushing yards too.
Yeah,
and those odds are even higher. Yeah. So you can kind of play with these same game parlays. You can be conservative and take some lower stuff to try and make sure you cash, or you can get really aggressive and make some big hits. It's kind of fun.
Well, they say taking a profit, you never go broke taking a profit, right? So
I usually do both. I'll do a little bigger bet with safer numbers, and then I'll take a smaller bet and just go, hey, what happens if everything goes crazy?
So if when push comes to shove in this Bills Jets game, Do you think this is going to be one that you do a bigger number with more conservative, or are you going to take a small number and go crazy?
I actually like the bigger numbers here.
Okay.
I usually do. I'll do two bets. I'll do two same game parlays on the same game, and so I'll probably do.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So you can do that. I didn't know you could do that. So you can set one set of bets up with a little bit of money and go for some higher risk numbers, or you can do one with. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize you could do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really fun. I'm going broke really soon here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
now
honey,
they still, because it's Friday, they don't have all the rushing yards up for Josh Allen and stuff yet, but I'm definitely going to add that to that parlay.
Cool. Yeah, and you said, wasn't it like 33 was the over or something like that? 33 yards rushing?
His line is 33. So I gladly take 30 plus.
Yeah, he seems to hit. That seems pretty easy. Yeah, I mean,
you'd think.
Yeah. Well, that's
here's
awesome,
the thing with these same game parlays, just a word of warning. Yeah, even if everything you do is 90% to hit, right?
Yeah.
You need all of them to hit in order for your bet to win.
Yeah.
So even if everything's 90%, if you have 10 things in there, you're going to have huge odds.
Yeah.
But if you have 10 things and they're all 90%, one of them's probably going to miss. So
for sure.
But every so often they all hit, then you're happy. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that's good, man. Well, thanks. Anything else you got to show us there, bud?
Not right now. I just thought
that's awesome.
Since we were doing the podcast, this was kind of fun. This is something I've been into. I do a lot of research all the time.
That's way fun.
And definitely adds to it. Just be careful. Don't go down the rabbit hole too far.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, if you want to if you want to stop sharing that screen real quick, I'll get everything else pulled back up. And let's see here. Come on back. Come on, baby. There we go. All righty. Done deal. All right, well, we're back, and thanks, Derek. That was really cool, man. So, anyways, fun. Sexiest Men Alive podcast. We don't just do fantasy. We don't just do inappropriate jokes and things that you got to mute out when your wife's around. We might make you a little bit of money up in here too, man. So it might make you a little bit of money. That'd be a lot of fun.
We only want a 20% gratuity on all your victories. Well, and any losses, just send a bill to Nate.
Well, he's good for it. Subscribe. Anybody listening out there, man, subscribe. Click the like button. We really appreciate it. And we will see you next time around.
And I'll either be gloating or apologizing profusely.
Yeah, that'd be good for us to check in on how we did. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. See you later. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.